Quiet now.
One spectator will be pleased to see Ronnie winning that last frame surge from Kasabian. I think Willie Thorne said earlier he was a Mark Selby fan. He is in fact a big Ronnie fan, and his friend was just telling him that, who was listening on the headset.
Well, the break-off left the red to the corner, slotted in, played confidently to hold for a baulk colour. First chance to Ronnie.
Three. Four.
Normally you'd see Ronnie OSullivan go into the cluster, but that pink just separated from the reds. He may just play for the single red here. The one to the left of the black. So if he's thinking of going into him, he'll go into more off the black rather than the blue. As you could see there, that pink just separated,
10.
So it's acting as a blocker to the reds, but a chance to go into them here.
He really does play this shot well, but it's tough to split them from that position. It's very, very awkward, and I don't think he's dropped on anything easy here.
17.
You got plenty of action on the cue ball, but it was always going to be tough.
Yeah, just hit the wrong red. The red he made contact with, the first one, wasn't the one he played. He wanted to hit the one to the left of it. Played it into the middle.
Ronnie OSullivan, 17.
And he didn't pot it. And the cue ball has finished near the baulk line. Close.
I'm just wondering if he's going to play a very delicate screw shot here to pot that and try and hold for the black. It's a possibility. And knowing Mark Selby, he might just try that. If he can't do it off one cushion, he can do it off two. He tried it, but the reason he didn't finish on the black was because of the way he missed the red.
Yes, he'll be disappointed to have missed this. It was a half chance, and this match could be won or lost by who pots the half chances. So a bit of a let-off there for Ronnie.
Has to be very careful here if he comes down the right side of the table. I'll just show you what he's looking at. With it being close to the cushion, it's so easy to misjudge that safety shot. And the red to the left of the blue, as we look at it, would be available if he doesn't get the correct pace on this. A little bit too much pace. Now what's available into this left corner? If there's anything available, it's risky. There's one long straight red, there's the one slightly to the left, but I don't think he's going to bother with them.
Yeah, it's the type of straight red, though. If he stunned it in, he'd automatically be on the pink, but he's turned down quite a few this tournament so far. Decent safety. But there is a return to balk for Mark Selby.
He can come down off that red, get him down behind the yellow. As long as he gets the correct contact. It's another red. He can play a similar shot. He might even be able to try and snick it in the right corner and find the same path. Played it well. There's very little to pick between both players in the tactical exchanges. They're both very good safety players. %84 versus 83%. That's close. And we're going to put up the tournament safety success rate, and Mark Selby just slightly ahead of Ronnie.
Well, that was a lot more difficult than it looked. Okay, he's not got a good length with the cue ball, but he'd be happy just to get back to the balk end. But an easy return to balk, and with his hand on the table, you'd feel that Mark Selby could play a better safety than the one that Ronnie's just played. And the way the reds are spread, whoever wins this safety battle could win the frame.
Might just pot in the left corner. He's playing the safety shot also, of course. Wasn't a bad effort. And he has covered that one that's finished close to the corner pocket. That's terrific. He's blocked off all the avenues. And with the reds open, Mark Selby's going to have to give this one a little bit of thought. And that's what he's faced with. You can see the reds, the right side of the table, but look where Ronnie put the white. Covered everything with the yellow to try and get down the left side of the table.
Yeah, just looking at Hawkeye's view, I'm just wondering whether it's one of those situations where you feel as though you're forced into a pot. The red closest to the left-hand cushion can be potted, and possibility of getting on the black. The reason I mention it is because there's no return to balk that is obvious, and if he can't get back to the balk end, can he get this safe?
I think he's looking at the other one, John. He's played a few of these type of shots. There is another red that'll pass the one near the cushion, that one there, and he might try to screw the white back into the balk area, but he'd be hoping to wobble this red in the jaws of the pocket if he doesn't knock it into the pocket, but he'll be screwing back with a bit of safety in mind. He's played it well.
Yeah, that was a great attempt, but I'm just wondering if there's a gap here for Ronnie to get through to this red to the left corner.
There is, John. He can get right through it. And there's that gap that John was talking about. Now, can he... If he could play a little cannon onto the red to the right there, he would stay on the black. And knowing Ronnie, he might attempt that. It was a possibility. He decided to stun round the back. It's not absolutely perfect, but he is on the blue. And if he can avoid the yellow, he can get back up to the reds.
Is he going to be on the red? He doesn't want to nestle on it. That's unlucky.
6.
And that's the type of things, it has to be said, that's been happening. And it's a test of anyone's patience.
This is risky because he's so close to the cue ball. He's got to get that cue out of the way quickly, otherwise he could play a push shot or catch the cue ball with his tip. So he'll be sort of stabbing at this and getting the tip out of the way as quickly as possible. That was a tough shot he attempted there.
Ronnie OSullivan 6.
Just detected a little bit of frustration there. I didn't think that was the shot to play. He was unlucky to finish there. But as I say, he's just desperate to get his hand on the table and start making breaks. And at the moment, the balls just aren't running his way.
Yeah, it just drops his head there when he's seen the position that the cue ball finished in. But that was a risky one. It wasn't a shot for nothing. He was leaving this chance.
1.
So there was an alternate shot. There was a safety shot for Ronnie, and I think that's the first time he's pushed the boat out in this final. How costly is it going to be?
Seven. Yeah. 8. $15. 16. 23. 24.
'Ronnie was a
31.
bit unlucky. I thought he might have been able to screw off that red and get up behind the green. Maybe he couldn't, and that's why he took that risky one on.
32.
It's proving quite costly. Mark's dropped to provisional number 9 in the world. He started the season at world number 4. And the way he plays, he's definitely a top
38.
4 player. But certainly the way he's defending his title here, he should be in the top 4, you would have to say.
39.
Just had a shaky start to the season, but he's in full flow now.
Well, he didn't get the best of contacts there. I'm not certain that's what he played, but it's okay. He's developed the red
46.
to the right middle.
Yeah, I think without the kick he would have cannoned the middle of the 3 reds there. As you say, John, it didn't affect his position. He still has this one.
$47.
And if these 2 reds are available along the cushion, he's okay. And they are.
Oh, has he gone a little bit awkward on this top red?
54.
He was playing from the red furthest away, and he's got to do a little bit of work with the cue ball here. This isn't that straightforward. .31 points the lead, so 2 reds, 2 colours still needed.
That was a little bit careless, wasn't it, to leave himself awkward on this red. He had quite a margin for error to leave himself with a nice angle.
$55.
He was expecting a bit too much with that. He was almost straight and tried to force the angle. So that one little careless positional shot, I thought he was going to screw it back, the same type of shot, and could have got a little bit better on the black there, John.
Yeah, well, maybe it was that straight. He was screwing back towards the opposite corner pocket. But it was a terrific chance, and unless he plays a risky black, but as I say, after the colour, he still needs another red and a colour. So the frame winning chance, it appears, has gone for the time being.
Obviously those 2
Selby,
reds are not a
55.
plant for the left corner. Otherwise Mark wouldn't have played off the pink like that, but that was a very nice 55 break. But a lot of snooker left in this frame.
This is a tough shot. One of the toughest in the game, this. Well, once he missed the blue, it was okay, but there was always a danger of the pink or the blue being a blocker. Well played. I mean, the last thing, in an ideal world, Mark Selby would love to keep these reds as they are, but he's going to bring them into play, so he needs a good safety here.
I think he's going to try and keep 2 of them safe, John.
Yeah, I'll be pleased with that. The ready played, he's not to the baulk cushion.
Couple of reds up the other end of the table now, and There was just one little shot there that this was the shot he played and left himself awkward on the red. It was just a little lapse in concentration. Okay, just showing you there, if he pulled up a little bit short, he would have had the perfect angle. Ronnie's had with this new cue, John. I've watched the whole of the match. There's certain shots where he has to play with side, with it being a new cue. That takes a little bit of getting used to, and you play with side and it's totally different to your normal cue.
Couldn't agree with you more. That's the only thing to me. And with the long shots, of course, he's turned quite a few down. But of course, when you're in the position he was in there, he had to play it with side to straighten up the cue ball, and he's caught the red too thick and left it on.
I mean, he has played unbelievably well, considering he'd only played for a few hours with it before the Masters started. No prizes for guessing where the cue ball's going to finish up here.
Mark Selby 1.
Just got a hit and hope here. Didn't get close to it.
Foul. And a miss. Mark Selby 5.
It's a bit like a trick shot he's trying, John, and the balls tend to bounce around on these thin cloths.
Yeah, and it's one of those situations, I mean, as you say, he was nowhere near, but he needs to hit it pretty quick because it's a tough snooker. I did think there was a possibility of coming off this top cushion straight up and down and trying to hit the red. He'll settle for that.
Well, that was quite amazing. That was one of those where you've just got to hit and hope for the best, and well, he couldn't have got much better than the outcome. That was quite amazing. You just haven't got a clue what's going to happen here. Just to play that shot, playing ball from this end of the table would have been tough, even if you could see it.
Yeah, I know what you mean, hitting the red direct. Now, I don't know whether he can get past the blue here to play this red that's in the middle of the baulk cushion. There you see it, 38 ahead, 43 remaining. He's still got a little bit of insurance, of course. The red on the baulk cushion, the red near the brown won't pot. So Mark Selby still favourite for this frame, but it can easily turn the other way.
Well, he's looking at this one past the blue. I don't think he can get through to that. He's gone round to have a look at the other end, but we can probably show you from this side he can't really get through to that. He's going to have to play the other one and possibly hit cushion first. But there again, he can't leave the white tight on that baulk cushion, or he'll leave the one potable along the cushion into the left corner. So he's playing this one, but he's having to swerve it around the blue. He may have fluked the snooker. Yellow covering one red, blue only partially covering this one.
Well, trying to kick this red up the table coming off the baulk cushion first. Got to be careful you don't knock the brown in.
Foul. And a miss.
Well, I didn't expect it to go that way because he didn't hit the red.
Mark Selby 4.
That was a total misjudgment. didn't even get near the red, and oh, that was a strange one. The idea was right if he had have executed the shot correctly.
Well, there you see, 42 ahead. I'm just wondering about the referee's decision there. Why didn't he call miss? He didn't hit the red.
It's a good point, John. A very good point.
I know he knocked the brown in, but the red was the ball on. Miss should have been called there. And Mark Selby's not happy with this situation. He'd have certainly had the balls put back, or had a choice.
See, Mark, he can't relax here because he needs a colour near a cushion. I wonder if Mark's just thinking about that. It was a straightforward. Mind, he could hit the other red, John, so maybe the referee was correct.
What? There was a red on and he didn't hit either of them. It's a miss. I mean, I thought for a moment maybe he just caught the red and then knocked the brown in, but the red never moved.
Well, we'll have to have a word with Jan about that afterwards, but yeah, I'm with you, yeah. Well, maybe the referee did call a miss, but I think the boys in the studio heard it. I didn't hear it in the commentary box.
Oh, well, if you did, Jan, I apologise. I never heard it. Well, we've had it confirmed that Jan Verhaas did call the miss. Well, it took a long time for Mark to decide, but in the end, he's not put Ronnie in any trouble here. Well, that might be quite nice for Ronnie. That's not bad at all. I suggest that Ronnie OSullivan, although a slim chance, is back in this frame. He's 42 points behind. There's 43 left on the table. The colours aren't badly situated, and he may get a chance here. This isn't a straightforward safety.
I don't know if he can get past the red to just nestle in behind the one near the cushion. If he's got the angle to do that, that's probably the only way he's going to escape from this situation. I mean, that is a possibility. I can't see any other escape for him. Is it hard enough?
Foul. And a miss. Ronnie OSullivan 4.
And that's a vital 4 points in Ronnie's favour, because now, I mean, before when he was 42 points behind, 43 left on the table, with the 2 reds he had to get blacks. He doesn't anymore.
Better speed this time.
Easy to snooker mark on the red next to the blue. He needs to get the one he's hitting safe. And he's not got the snooker on that one. He'd be disappointed.
Jan Verhaas, one of the most experienced referees on the circuit, makes very few mistakes, and as John mentioned, he did call the miss, so we would have been surprised. And that Ken Doherty in the studio has got some very good hearing, John, to hear that all the way down in the studio.
Well, is it one of these where you play a little drag shot and try and get a snooker behind the blue, but you need to get it? That's what he's played. Well, he played it hard enough that he was going to knock the red safe. Didn't fully commit to the snooker behind the blue. But if he'd have played it any slower and not got the snooker, of course, he'd have left the red on. And Mark Selby only needs the red.
He's got a straightforward escape down the table, but he's got to be careful he doesn't push a red on here. And he's made a complete mess of it.
Well, that's remarkable, isn't it? I think he may have had a little bit of a result if Ronnie's hampered by the blue.
What about the left hand, though? This is incredible how useful the left hand is in this situation.
Still hampered, though. But boy, didn't he cue that well. If he's straight, well, he's got a nice angle on the blue.
It would be nice to get the black back on its spot, because the red's difficult, but at least to get from red to the black if it was on a spot would be much easier.
Couldn't agree with you more, Dennis, but can he get perfect on the red off this black? Can he get perfect on the red? Well, it's a tough red, this. It's a tough red, but what a frame this could be to win. 9. Every chance now.
For a moment there, I thought he'd missed the red. It hit the cushion first, but it still went in.
16.
What a turnaround this could be.
I always say, Dennis, that the key
18.
to any clearance, even when the balls are on the spots, is brown to blue. It's so important on this occasion because he needs a good angle on the blue to get onto the pink that isn't on its spot and slightly awkward.
And the angle that he will leave on the pink is crucial because it's not a straightforward pot in the middle. It would be okay just to
25.
roll it in, but he's got to get on the black, so this now is the key shot. Got to be absolutely spot on.
A little bit straighter on the blue would have been better. He's going to have to, I think, come off the top cushion, so as you say, crucial he gets a good angle on the pink. So Mark Selby now looking at the table thinking there's maybe a little bit of hope. I think when he played that poor safety and Ronnie potted the last red, he thought he'd blown this frame.
.30.
Not one of Ronnie's bests.
Well, to get nicely on the black, he'd have to take it up into the corner, and it's the corner he's going for.
36.
What a shot!
And what a frame to win. And he's won it. Well, Mark Selby will be kicking himself. What a chance he threw away there. Ronnie OSullivan flying to the changing room. He's delighted. We're all square again. 7-all.
Well, this final is really starting to rev up now, John.
I think he was pleased with that one, right? What a look of determination. He knows he's absolutely burgled the frame there off Mark Selby. Should have been 8-6, it's 7-all. Fantastic match. Pick a winner, Ken.
Oh yeah, thanks, John. Fantastic frame, to and fro. I mean, Mark Selby would be absolutely good. He's lost 3 frames tonight that he should have won. This match should have virtually been over, and he's given 3 frames to Ronnie, but hasn't given to him, but he should have won them. But Ronnie that clearance was fantastic, wasn't it? Really?
And he's not ideal. What a great pink that was under the circumstances. Absolutely floated it in the corner. Perfect position on the black. I mean, this is just under the circumstances. What a sweet pot that was. And you know, you called it, Ken. You said it's not going to be anyone else but the middle of the pocket.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to go right to the wire. It has all the hallmarks of a nail-biting finish, like right down to the last.
Funny you should say that. Last 12 finals, 5 10-9s, 3 10-8s. So Wembley's used to this.
Yeah, 2/3 of those matches gone to 10-8 or 10-9. Absolutely no surprise it's going to be the same tonight.
Just the way Ronnie reacted as he went out of the room there.
It was
a little
fantastic.
bit of a punch.
Yeah.
And the way Mark was sitting there in his seat a few moments ago with the towel.
And he was looking up to heaven as well, you know. But it's great to see Ronnie using that bit of expression, because sometimes, more than most, he doesn't normally use it, but it's nice to see that bit of expression.